Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting smart on complex topics, hopefully with a bit of fun along the way. Today we're going, well, really out there. Not just looking ahead, but looking way, way up. Try and picture this, right? It's 2050. Humans aren't just earthbound anymore. Nope. We're interplanetary. Think of thriving moon colonies, huge mining rigs chewing up asteroids for precious metals, maybe even a busy science hub whizzing around Mars. It's this incredible picture of, progress.
Pretty amazing vision.
Totally. But then you hit this really basic practical snag. What money do people actually use out there?
Yeah, sounds simple, but it's a huge question.
Because your normal currencies, dollars, euros, whatever, they just fall apart, don't they? The distances are too vast.
Exactly. Our whole banking system, it was built for Earth. It wasn't designed for light minutes, let alone light hours, of communication delay between, say, here and Mars.
Right. You can't, swipe your credit card for a Martian latte and then just hang around for 20 minutes while Visa Earth gives the thumbs up.
No, that doesn't work. It completely freezes commerce. It's not just slow internet, it's physics getting in the way.
So that's what we're digging into today. This idea, pretty wild actually, that cryptocurrency might be the key. The tech that feels so, cutting edge and maybe a bit messy here on Earth. Could it build the first real interplanetary economy?
That's the proposition.
We want to explore the potential, which seems huge, but also the really weird challenges that pop up when you throw space travel into the mix.
Okay, so let's really unpack this.
Yeah.
Our current money systems, Earth systems, they're just not built for space. Obvious, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
The idea of, Barclays processing a transaction between the moon and some asteroid miner, it just feels old-fashioned already.
It really does. You nailed the core issue. The architecture is wrong. Traditional finance needs instant or near-instant communication. Central servers, Earth-based infrastructure, none of that works well planet to planet.
That communication lag you mentioned? Yeah, that lag. Minutes. Hours.
Yeah.
It makes any kind of real-time buying or selling completely impossible. It breaks everything, from getting paid for work to buying supplies.
Okay, so then crypto walks in. Why is it the logical alternative? What makes it suitable?
Well, think about its basic nature. Blockchains, they don't really care about office hours or borders. They run 24/7.
Always on.
Always on. They're inherently borderless, not tied to one country or central bank. They're permissionless. Ideally, anyone can use them without asking a middleman. Crucial when middlemen are planets away.
And resilient, I guess. Distributed.
Very resilient. They're designed to keep running even if parts of the network go down.
Right.
No single point of failure, which is pretty important in, space.
So give me an example, like a Mars colony.
Okay, yeah, Mars. Instead of trying to constantly ping Earth's banks, the Mars colony could just run its own blockchain locally.
Optimized for Mars.
Exactly. Optimized for its environment. Maybe using something like proof of stake for consensus.
Ah, right. Explain that bit quickly.
Sure. So proof of stake means network security comes from people locking up or staking their own coins as collateral, rather than using massive amounts of computing power like, say, Bitcoin's proof of work.
Which means less energy needed.
Much less energy. And energy is likely going to be a premium resource on Mars or the moon, right?
Okay.
So you tailor the tech. This lets their local economy just work autonomously without waiting for Earth.
Okay, that makes sense. But here's where our sources threw a curveball, at least for me. Even crypto isn't magic. Physics still applies. That latency thing, the communication delay, it still messes with blockchains too.
It absolutely does. That's a critical point.
Yeah, the source said something like, a Bitcoin transaction takes 10 minutes on Earth, fine, but across planets, it could stretch to 40 minutes. Which kind of brings back the original problem, doesn't it? Waiting ages.
It does seem that way initially. And yes, even though a blockchain is decentralized, information still has to travel.
Speed of light limit.
The ultimate speed limit, exactly. For all the computers, the nodes in the network, to agree on the next block of transactions, that whole consensus process, they need to talk to each other.
And if they're on different planets?
That talking takes time. A lot of time. If you tried to run one single blockchain, like Bitcoin, across Earth and Mars directly, the lag involved in reaching consensus would make it incredibly slow, unworkably slow for many things.
Okay, so that sounds bad. How do you fix that?
Well, this is where the clever thinking comes in. People are already working on solutions. A key idea is designing localized blockchains.
So like one for the moon, one for Mars, one for the asteroid belt.
Precisely. Each major settlement gets its own blockchain.
Yeah.
Handles all the local stuff, day-to-day transactions, buying, selling, paying salaries within that colony. That stays fast, near instantaneous.
But how do they trade with each other? Or with Earth?
That's the next layer. You introduce interplanetary settlement layers.
Hmm.
Think of them as like higher-level blockchains that connect the local ones. These settlement layers wouldn't need to sync up constantly, minute by minute. They'd reconcile balances between the local chains less frequently.
Sort of like how banks settle up accounts with each other at the end of the day.
Exactly like that. It's a great analogy. Your debit card works instantly at the shop, right? But the actual money might not move between the banks for hours or even a day or two.
So local speed for daily life and slower, bigger settlements between planets or colonies.
You got it. Maybe once a day, maybe even once a week for these interplanetary settlements. It balances the need for local efficiency with the hard reality of cosmic distances. It's pretty innovative.
That is clever, a tiered system. Okay, it makes sense for payments, but
Yeah.
let's think bigger. Beyond just buying coffee or getting paid, how could this crypto infrastructure really change, like whole industries, or even how these colonies govern themselves?
Oh, the implications there are potentially massive, really revolutionary. Let's start with the economics. Think asteroid mining again.
Okay, digging up space rocks.
Right. So miners extract platinum, gold, rare metals, valuable stuff. Instead of having to physically ship it all back to Earth to sell it, they could tokenize it.
Tokenize, meaning?
Turn the rights to that physical resource into a digital token on the blockchain. So one token might represent, say, 1 kilogram of asteroid-mined platinum.
Ah, okay. Digital ownership.
Exactly. And the moment it's tokenized, you could trade it. They could sell futures contracts for that platinum instantly on markets back on Earth, even while the metal is still on the asteroid or in transit.
Wow, okay. That changes the cash flow situation massively for miners.
Completely. It makes funding these incredibly expensive missions much easier. You get revenue much faster.
And you mentioned crypto bonds.
Yeah, another funding mechanism.
Yeah.
Space mining companies could issue their own digital bonds on a blockchain. People anywhere could buy these bonds, essentially investing in the future success of the mission. Tradable 24/7, globally, decentrally. It opens up space investment to a much wider pool.
Democratizes it almost.
In a way, yes. But then you get to governance, and it gets maybe even more profound.
How so?
Imagine that Mars colony again. How is it run? Who makes the rules? Instead of a traditional government shipped out from Earth.
You could have a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization.
Exactly. You could have DAOs making decisions. These are organizations run by code, by smart contracts.
Self-executing agreements written into the blockchain.
Right, and controlled by members who hold specific governance tokens. Decisions about resource allocation, colony rules, expansion plans. They could all be voted on directly by the colonists using these tokens.
Like a direct digital democracy.
A very transparent and potentially direct form, yes.
Yeah.
And some sources even float the idea of citizenship itself being tied to tokens.
Citizenship as an NFT, a non-fungible token.
Potentially, yeah. A unique digital token proving you're a citizen of, say, Mars Colony Alpha and granting you voting rights in its governing DAO. It really starts to redefine political structures for these new societies.
That's mind-bending stuff. Okay, so bringing it back down to Earth just for a moment. What does all this mean for us, watching this unfold? There's a huge philosophical question lurking here, isn't there?
There absolutely is.
Our sources called it the big philosophical kicker. Who actually controls this space money? It immediately makes you think about, history, colonies, independence.
Exactly. It's not just what money, it's whose money. History is full of examples, right?
Yeah.
Colonies get established, they mature, and eventually they want autonomy. They want independence from the home country.
And money is often key to that. Financial independence.
Often a massive driver or even a precursor to political independence.
Yeah.
So imagine if Earth-based governments or corporations try to control space finance too tightly, try to impose Earth regulations, control the interplanetary blockchains.
You could see a pushback.
You could absolutely see pushback, economic rebellion even. Colonists might just say, nope, we're creating our own currency.
A Lunacoin or a Martian.
Precisely. Their own independent digital currencies run on their own local blockchains, completely outside Earth's control. That gives them real economic power, real self-determination, potentially long before they declare political independence.
Wow.
Our sources really emphasize that historical lesson. Colonies seek independence. And crypto, just by its nature, might provide the tool for financial sovereignty much faster than anyone expects.
So the tech itself enables a kind of early independence.
It could. It's fascinating because it suggests the design of these financial systems isn't just technical. It's deeply political and philosophical. It's about building freedom of finance alongside freedom of movement.
That is a really powerful way to frame it. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, the big takeaway seems to be this. When we look at crypto projects today,
Hmm.
DeFi, NFTs, new blockchains, all that stuff,
Yeah.
we shouldn't just see them as earthbound finance experiments. They might actually be, well, laying the foundation, building the blueprints for the first truly interplanetary economy.
It's a definite possibility. The groundwork might be being laid right now.
It really shows how these niche, complex technologies can have these totally unexpected, massive implications down the line, doesn't it?
For sure. Things rarely stay in their initial box.
And it leaves us, and you listening, with this final thought to chew on, building on that independence idea. If financial independence really does come before political independence,
Hmm.
how much of the design for future space nations might already be quietly taking shape inside digital wallets today, right here on Earth? Are we seeing the seeds of future sovereign states being planted in code without even fully realizing it?
That's a profound question to end on.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this pretty cosmic deep dive today. We hope it sparks some ideas.
Hope so too.
Until next time.